Kenichi visited the mallow trading company again to sell more items. He tried offering sugar, but Mallow told him that sugar and salt were controlled by the government, so they couldn't do business with those. Still, Mallow was very happy with the decorative cameos Kenichi had sold earlier, as they had become very popular with the rich nobles. Kenichi showed more items from his magic storage, and the deal went well. He earned 15 gold coins, enough to finally buy the log cabin kit he had been eyeing online. But when it arrived, he discovered it was a self-assembly kit, which explained the low price. Even though he had to build it himself, Kenichi didn't give up. Thankfully, some beast folk he had helped before came to lend a hand. They said they wanted to return the favor. Kenichi kept his market stall open while also working on the cabin. With help and good food, like online-bought BBQ meat, the house was finished in just under a month. Once the cabin was built, Kenichi made it feel like home. He added a wooden bed with a mattress and warm blankets. Over the next month, he worked on more home projects, painting the walls and roof, setting up a wooden fence, and planting marigold flowers. He added a portable toilet that turned waste into fertilizer and installed a working kitchen sink. For electricity, he used 20 solar panels and connected them to 3 strong batteries. Finally, Kenichi got to enjoy the peaceful life he had wanted. He took his first hot bath using a drum bath set, filling it with river water he carried in gasoline tanks. He felt truly happy in his quiet home, living at his own pace. Kenichi then visited Azalea, the kind innkeeper, to thank her before fully settling into his forest home. As he enjoyed his new life, possibly taking photos with a digital camera, he heard something outside. 2 dogman beastfolk showed up curious about his backhoe and recognizing him as the one living in the forest. They acted aggressive and tried to attack. Kenichi quickly defended himself by firing a lit firecracker with a slingshot, which scared them off. Afterwards, Kenichi found an injured bobcat nearby. It looked weak and hurt, likely from the dogman. He approached carefully, wearing a neck guard, and treated the wounds. He cleaned them with saline solution, used alcohol and ointment, and even gave it pain medicine with a pet tool. Since he couldn't store living things in his magic box, he brought the bobcat home using a handcart and hoped it would recover. Kenichi was worried. He didn't know if the bobcat would survive and wished there was a vet or magic to help. He asked the old toolshop man, but the man only saw the bobcat as valuable fur. Anima was surprised Kenichi cared enough to rescue it. Soon after, Mayeli, a catfolk, showed up excitedly. She said bobcats were sacred to her people and was upset the dogman had hurt one. She wanted to see the injured animal right away. The bobcat had eaten a little of the cat food Kenichi had ordered and was using the pet bowl and litter box. Kenichi also put an Elizabethan collar around its neck to stop it from licking the wound. Mayeli was impressed by Kenichi's first aid skills and thanked him deeply, which surprised him. Later, Kenichi cooked a meal using a BBQ grill and charcoal. He grilled skewered meat seasoned with pepper. Mayeli loved the food so much that she decided to stay the night. Since Kenichi only had one bed, she casually suggested they share it, which left Kenichi a bit flustered and thinking, "Again?" A few days passed, and the injured bobcat slowly got better under Kenichi's care. With more free time, Kenichi started a small farm. He used an electric tiller to prepare the soil, and planted tomato seedlings using organic fertilizer. Realizing that bringing water from the river every day would be hard, he decided to dig a well. He used a powerful earth drill, and after about a week, finished the well. He even set up a working system with an electric pump, pipes, and fittings. It was a lot of work, but Kenichi felt proud. One day, Primula visited him because his market stall had been closed. Mayeli had told her where to find him. She was amazed by his cabin and the backhoe. Kenichi quickly said it was a magic servant, not wanting others to know the truth. Since the city gates would close soon, Primula had no choice but to stay the night. Kenichi mentioned he only had one bed, but Primula didn't mind, saying she was used to rough travel as a merchant. Later, she saw Kenichi's outdoor drum bath and decided to try it. Kenichi stayed nearby, chatting with her while she bathed. Primula loved how simple and relaxing it was. After the bath, she put on a soft bathrobe and nightgown that Kenichi had. She was impressed by their quality and asked if she could sell some in her business. Kenichi agreed to sell a small batch, and Primula was thrilled. She even said that Kenichi could become the most successful merchant in the kingdom. But Kenichi wasn't interested in fame. He just wanted peace, good food, and a simple life. To protect his identity, Primula promised to sell his products as foreign imports without mentioning his name. That night, Primula left with a bathrobe Kenichi gave her and later thought about him while getting ready for bed. Meanwhile, far away, a man named Shaga received a new job offer, hinting that more events were coming. The next day, Mallow himself visited Kenichi's cabin. Kenichi thought Mallow might scold him for Primula staying over, but instead Mallow just thanked him. He didn't seem worried, maybe because of their age gap. Mallow noticed the bathrobe and lingerie Kenichi had and was impressed by their comfort and design. Margaret, Mallow's assistant, showed up with a stack of books, part of Mallow's work to update his business using double-entry bookkeeping, a modern method from Kenichi's old world. This made Kenichi suspicious that someone like him had been in this world before him. Primula showed her father how easy it was to use the pump in Kenichi's well, and Mallow revealed a new product, a hand-operated pitcher pump. Kenichi recognized it too, confirming his suspicion. There were too many modern ideas popping up, like bookkeeping, pumps, and mayonnaise, for it to be a coincidence. To lighten the mood, Kenichi showed them a strange bike-like machine called a dressine. Mallow laughed, calling Kenichi a joker. After that, Primula started visiting Kenichi more often. One night, just before leaving on a month-long trip, she stayed again. She asked to see the lingerie and hinted that it was for someone she liked, Kenichi himself. He was shocked and tried to reject the idea, saying he was too old. But Primula said she liked him anyway. Kenichi didn't know what to do, so he said they could at least share the bed, just to sleep. The next morning, Kenichi gave her a ride back to the city. On the way, they met a knight named Norsepaul, who was investigating a suspicious man in the forest, Kenichi. Norsepaul was curious about Kenichi's backhoe, but Kenichi called it magic and asked for silence. In exchange, he gave him some high-quality steel and fruit wine to keep things quiet. Norsepaul was amazed and promised to keep the secret. In return, he shared a strange story. Norsepaul spoke of a mage in the Empire who used a magic spell to make a yellow sauce called mayo something, and had even beaten a dragon. Kenichi instantly knew it was mayonnaise. With all the recent inventions appearing, like bookkeeping, pumps, and now mayo, Kenichi became almost certain that someone else from his world had arrived here before him. He couldn't help but wonder who they were and what their goal might be.